Hello lovely people, welcome to our weekly reading for the week of the 24th of July. Thank you all for joining me again today. I'm very excited to see what the cards have to tell us for this week, and I hope that you are too. Shall we have a look and see? Here we go. Let's have a look and see. So we have the Page of Swords. We have the Strength, and we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so we've got two minor arcana. No, we've got one minor arcana card. We've got one strength major arcana card, and here we have one of the court cards. So if we look at the court card, we're sort of looking at kind of personality, maybe about people that are maybe close to you, or it could be part of yourself maybe. And the major arcana card here is again very much about the psyche, what's driving your behavior, what's underneath. And here we have a minor arcana card that is sort of talking about what's happening to us kind of like in the present, sort of in the weekly or daily weekly sort of time in our life. So this is quite an interesting, we've got quite an interesting set of cards here. So we're looking at the Page of Swords. Now, like I said, the page can be, it can be an aspect of ourselves, or it can be somebody that's close to us. The page is usually a sort of, it can be a young person. However, really a young person doesn't really mean a young person. It can mean immaturity, and it can be an immaturity of behavior, or it can be an immaturity of thought, especially, you know, we're looking here at the swords, which are about very cerebral set of cards. So the Page of Swords can signify it can signify important news. So it's sort of like a messenger, and to signify that there is a swift change on the way. So there's quite a lot of disturbance really in this card. If you look at the clouds, the birds are all a bit scattered up there above, the trees are, you know, the wind, and even underneath there's, you know, there's not, this is definitely not a card of tranquility. In fact, here is a lovely card of tranquility, and this is a card that is kind of certainly more tranquil here than this one. So there is a fair amount of upheaval, I would have said, in this card. And so I'm looking at somebody here who would be very bright and have a lot of sort of mental agility, and also maybe somebody that is going to you know, bring challenges, or bring, you know, a messenger who will bring some kind of challenges to your life. Now that could be somebody within your in your vicinity, or it could even be yourself, that when you just know that something needs to be changed and you're having difficulty coming to terms with that, I would say. So this card kind of can mean a new mental beginning. So it can be, it's about the start of something, and it could be the start of you saying what's on your mind, or it may be the start of you going somewhere, because this card is also it also can signify travel, so like a flight abroad maybe, and that may well be job related. So the swords, it's an air element, and the swords rule thoughts. So this is somebody that just loves to learn and is very happy, you know, kind of prefers to have a challenge. I would look at this card and say that there is a sort of misunderstanding about this person, again, whether that's about you or whether that's somebody that you know. This is somebody who is kind of not really able to assess themselves, and this is kind of where the immaturity comes in. So a little bit of a poser. You can see here the way this person is kind of above everything, and also quite defensive. And so if you're leading your life with your ego, then your ego will be your driving factor, and your ego can lead you to be in denial about difficult feelings. So there is quite a bit of maturing to do, and this card is telling me that there is some maturing to do here, and that possibly you're finding it difficult to work with other people, or maybe there's a big issue in your relationship that you're finding difficulty with. And this is because this Page of Swords is somebody that's guarding themselves. So they're look at the swing of the sword here. This character is ready to swing that sword at anybody that gets close. So there's that. It's representing that part of us that resists showing vulnerability. And it can and as I said, this page can be yourself, it can be aspects of yourself, or it can show up in other individuals in your day-to-day interactions. That maybe there is somebody in your day-to-day interaction that has no self-awareness, and possibly that this is triggering your own, your own Page of Swords reaction, if you like. So now that the Page of Swords has come up here, the message here would really to be not to get irritated, to try and not get irritated or triggered when the Page of Swords is appearing in other people around you. If you can, just thank him, because what he's doing is revealing that resistant part of you that needs to be more vulnerable and open in order to improve. So it's very, very interesting, really. This is a very interesting card to begin with, and we have strength here following it. So there is definitely some kind of change coming about with this card. And what you need now beyond this is strength. You need strength to deal with the changes that are taking place here because it's quite a tumultuous card, really, isn't it? So, and now look at the difference in this card. Look at the lovely ambience in this card. It's a very calming card. Now, the strength is we are looking at the number 8 here, and 8 is the number of strength. It represents strength. And what strength is doing, it's representing a time of inner conviction, so of displaying courage despite your doubts. And that's what's really super important about this card. It's about displaying that courage despite your doubts, because it's really easy to display courage if you have huge, if there's no doubts there. So this card is very much about inner strength that is needed to overcome great obstacles, and I think this card is bringing about obstacles for you. So some obstacles, they may be internal, and they may be about taming your ego, which we're looking at big ego issues here. And so when you're dealing with kind of issues, the strength card is a reminder that things can be handled with a firm but a gentle touch. So that it's okay to face problems head on, and to trust that you have what it takes to come out the other side, and to come out the other side stronger and wiser. So no matter what's in front of you, what's inside of you will pull you through. And that's what this card is. Why that card has appeared here today is to remind you of that. So we're looking at sort of calmness, about staying calm. We're looking at having survival skills and creating boundaries. We're maybe looking at, recognizing your guardian angel. We're looking at persuasion here, courage, patience. That's, very important here. And taking mastery, if you like, of whatever the situation is. Now, to be strong, to have strength needs to be reinforced every day. Strength is like, it's like having muscles as we have, and to maintain their power. So to maintain the power of your muscles, you have to exercise every day. And that's really what's happening here with, with the strength. Strength needs to be reinforced every day. And, I go to the gym, for instance. I haven't been for a few weeks. And yesterday I was back there again, and I've realised that my muscles, are really screaming at me today because I haven't been, exercising them every day. And that's really what strength is like as well, that it's something that needs to be habitually exercised. And so every time you act in your own best interest, despite your fears and inner weakness, you are developing strength. Now, what a lot of people don't perhaps realize is that strength is a choice. So you can either buckle to what's keeping you stuck, or you can choose excellence. So this woman here is in the card, she is the epitome of strength. And you can see, her confidence here, she's completely taming the lion, and the lion is her lower, the lion represents her ego, basically. The lion represents her lower impulses. So the lion represents fear and anger, bad habits, belligerence, and all sorts of other out of control behavior that we all have from time to time. And what she's doing here in this card, and is, encouraging us to do, is that she's confronting the lion, her lower impulses, by getting, by just gently closing his mouth. She's not ramming it shut. She's got this lovely, serene expression. And look, the lion is even licking her hands. So there's a lot of kind of love coming out in this card. And, this kind of love, what it's doing, it's letting your higher conscious, it's acknowledging your higher self, and your higher self is appreciating when you focus your passions, creatively and constructively. Now, if you notice, there's this infinity sign over her head, and this is the infinity sign is about eternity. And so what she's doing is that she's eternally confronting that line, and that means that she is eternally exercising her strength to be in charge of her ego, to be in charge of those lower impulses. So this is part of her everyday habits. And because it's part of her everyday habits, she is able to overcome weakness. So this card is very interesting that it's come up after the Page of Swords, because the message here is that you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. So start exercising your strength. Start exercising that inner conviction that you have and that you know is your truth. Now, this brings us now to the Six of Swords. So we're staying here in this cerebral area here. And this is also a journey. There is also a journey taking place here. So I was looking at these cards and saying there's the start of a journey, which is in your head. It's like something needs changing. You need to confront it. Something is changing, you need to confront it. Here is showing you the way to confront it and not to go in sort of, like a wands person and fight your way through. This is go in there nice and quiet and but be strong. And now here we're looking at another journey, or the rest of the journey, I would say, not so much another. And so this, because the number 6 is about stability. And here we're looking at, because it's swords, we're looking at mental stability. And this is looking at the gradual changes of beliefs that settle after a period of mental or physical turmoil, which is what's happening here. Now, stable emotions are necessary for clear thinking. And the 6 of Swords represents moving from one place in your life to another. And if you just look at the difference again of these two cards, here we're looking at a type of tranquility compared to a lot of movement here. So there's the energy, although in this card, is a little bit forlorn. Because, the sense is that you're moving on after a loss. But there is support present. Because this is a time of transition. And, it may feel difficult. Maybe you don't want to leave the old situation. It's really, really hard to leave something that you're familiar with, even if it's no longer serving you. Maybe you're hurting. And maybe you need time to mourn. Maybe you just feel uncertain about, what's ahead of you. And the 6 of Swords is telling you to trust the journey ahead. There's a lot of trust in this card too, in the Strength card. So this has followed more trust here, because you have really learned so much from past events. And the changes ahead of you, they really will be for your highest good. So the 6 of Swords can indicate travel. It can indicate changing careers. It can indicate leaving relationships. So again, this brings us right back to this card, which all of these indications are here in this card as well. And so what I'm seeing here with these cards is that there's change is definitely happening in your life. And this change, I know, is being accompanied by a temporary discomfort. And it may not feel temporary, but believe me, it is a temporary discomfort. You may be unsure of your footing, and maybe simple challenges, they just may seem so magnified. I know that a small inconvenience can seem like a momentous thing. And, it can be very stressful when you're navigating life's transitions. I know that. I know that. My life is not your life, but we've all had transitions in our lives. We cannot go through life without there being transitions throughout. And so really what I want to say here is that the changes that are occurring in your life right now, they are truly for the better. So the 6 of Swords, you could look at the 6 of Swords as a very exciting time of movement. Like there's a trip, a journey. And that the distance that you have from here to here, that this will help you in acquiring a different perspective and awareness of the new opportunities ahead. So any discomfort that you're feeling right now during this transition, it is normal. Please be assured of that. It is normal, and it will soon pass. A better life is opening up for you now. So try not to fixate on the discomfort that you're experiencing right now. Just channel those feelings and anxieties into excitement instead. And again, I know it's really, really easy for me to say that from where I'm sitting, but I have to say that to you because that's how I feel. That's what I'm seeing here. That, there is really, really good things ahead up here for you. Look, these are the waters. This is the aggravations, if you like, the stress that you left behind. Look at these choppy, rough waters, and you're sailing into nice, calm waters here. So, channel those feelings of anxiety into excitement and go with the flow. So really, all in all, there is definitely movement here this week, coming week for you, and maybe a little bit ahead, but I'm absolutely assured that you have the strength to deal with this, and I do hope that that this reading will help you with all of this. So now this is our reading for this week. This is the end of our reading for this week. And if it resonates with you, do please leave me a comment below. You can also subscribe to this channel to be notified for the next reading. And if you would like to know more, you can book a private reading with me. You'll find my email address in the description of the video. So lovely people. Lots and lots of love for you this week. And I look forward to talking to you next week.